Hello everybody, welcome back to Cannonball Cottage. Today we're going to be doing some Greek meatballs. I'll just run you through the ingredients. I've got 500 grams of mince. You can either use, this is beef, you can either use beef or lamb. I have some Parmesan cheese, 1/4 cup of Parmesan cheese, 1 egg, 3/4 cup of breadcrumbs, 1/2 cup of milk, 1/2 teaspoon of black pepper, a teaspoon of salt, a heaping teaspoon of oregano, a small onion, medium-sized onion just chopped, 2 cloves of garlic, 1 red pepper, medium heat. It isn't a spicy red hot pepper. Got about a cupful of flat leaf parsley, and I've just got a few, I don't know, I suppose a tablespoon or a dessert spoonful of mint. So I'm using the processor to do this. So first of all I'm going to drop the chilli in. I hope you can see this, the chilli, and the 2 cloves of garlic. And I'm just going to give that a little bit of a whiz, a little bit of a pulse, just to break those down slightly. Let's have a look what that's like. Yep, that's, well, they could get a bit more actually. So that, and the chilli unbelievably got me in the throat, unbelievable. I'm going to throw the onions, the parsley and the mint in there, and also give that a little bit of a blitz, just to try and put those together. We don't want to over pulse them, or we don't want it too fine basically. That's my point that I'm trying to make. We want some texture to it. So just go around the bowl of your processor to bring everything off the side there, and then just give it another little bit of a pulse, or even more so than a pulse. And there you go. That's the finished, that's the consistency that we're looking for. I'll just place this one out of the way. This is the consistency that we're looking for. It's nice and diced, and as you can see, although there's a bit of a chunk of garlic there, and I might actually, if I can find it again. No, I'll leave it just as is, because it's going to be mixed into the rest of the mixture. So the next procedure is, under normal circumstances you'd mix this by hand in a bowl, but what I'm going to try is by putting the mince into the processor and adding all the ingredients and seeing if it comes together in the processor rather than sort of mixing it by hand. If it doesn't, I've got a bowl at the ready to take over and do it and continue by hand. There you go. We got the mince, and in goes the garlic, the onion, the mint, the parsley, and 1 red chilli. I've used fresh chilli. You can substitute that with chili flakes if you haven't got any fresh chili at hand. You can also put any herbs that suits you anyway into the mix. So I'm going to put the oregano in, I'm going to put the salt in, the pepper, the Parmesan, this lovely Parmesan, the milk, the egg, and the breadcrumbs. I'm just going to take that off the top of the... Hope you're getting a good view of this. Put these dishes out of the way. Just bring the processor a little bit closer so you get a better view, hopefully. I'll just check to see if you are getting a decent view of it. Yeah, the processor's in good view now. And I've just turned this oil that I'm going to fry these meatballs. I'm just taking it off the heat. So here we go, let's see what happens when we actually give it a few pulses to get this mixture as we need it. Look at that, wonderful. Don't worry if it appears a little bit on the wet side, but don't worry about that. I mean, in reality, you should let this stand for an hour before you start turning it into meatballs. So I'm hoping this is actually going to come together as we need it. So I'm going to just give it a blitz. And mix it up. That should do it. It appears to be a little bit on the tacky side. I'm just going to take it out and put it into a bowl so that we can then start making up our meatballs. So I'll move this bit of kit out of the way, move the mixer over, and now get a bowl to put the mixture in. And there you go, look. It isn't too wet. But as I said, if you were to leave it and let it all come together and let the breadcrumbs do their job and absorb the moisture to create the texture that you're looking for, even overnight, perhaps, you could actually do, but as we're not here overnight, we're just going to take, and then you can make the meatballs to the size that you prefer. I mean, that's just over the size, more than a golf ball. That is. I'm going to turn the heat back on now, and let's get rocking and rolling here, and let's see what happens. Look at that, perfect. See how it's bubbling away there? And the problem I've got whenever I make meatballs, the meatballs always seem to get larger and larger instead of trying to maintain the right size. And again, of course, don't overcrowd the pan. And just look at them, they look absolutely wonderful. A great family meal. I mean, look at that. I mean, what you've got here is just 1 pound of beef, or 450 to 500 grams, with a few little more ingredients, and you can make either a big family meal, or indeed, if you're having a dinner party. And you see what I mean? Look how this one's much bigger than the first one I did, and that's the habit I've got. They just get bigger. I'm hopeless. I think, as I said, if it was a dinner party, put these in a tomato sauce, which is actually what I'm going to do, and then serve it with pasta or rice and salad and some crusty bread. You would have a fantastic, as I said, either dinner party meal or, you know, a great family meal. I'm just going to do the 8. I'll move this out of the way and I'll wash my hands, and let's get on with the next part of this. And hands washed. Need a bit of a towel, and I'll now get over to the one that's already the first one that we put in, and we need to move it. Look at the lovely colour on that. Absolutely wonderful. I think I might need a spoon as well just to help me turn these over. Just look how that has coloured up. What a fantastic colour. This big old boy here, as I said, I always tend to get these meatballs the wrong size. I mean, you could actually measure them out, I suppose, in a dessert spoon or a... Oh, look. Just looky at that. That's absolutely wonderful. Now, as we're waiting, I'll just get another dish and just move this little boy out of the way here, this processor back out of the way where he belongs, and wipe everywhere down. I've got some chopped tomatoes here that I'm going to make a sauce once these have actually got close to being ready, and I'll show you how that's going to be. I'm going to take the temperature of these meatballs. They're not ill. I'm not testing what temperature they've got. I'm testing the temperature to see if they're okay to eat. There you go. They haven't come to temperature yet. But what I will do is, as we've now browned them off, and what I'll do is, I'm going to remove most of this oil, and what we're going to do is then add the tomato sauce, or the tin tomatoes, to the actual pan, but we don't need this much oil. Just look at that one, look at the colour on that, it's absolutely wonderful. And the smell, this mint that I put in, I don't really think that is a traditional part of, I think that it's known as Cottage. Greek meatballs is known as Cottage. But I don't actually think part of the tradition is actually putting mint in. However, my point is that you would put any herb or spice into a meatball that suits you. I mean, some people might accuse you of saying that it's not a true Greek meatball, but a true Greek meatball is from family to family. They actually choose their own spices and ingredients. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to remove these meatballs, or I don't know if I can actually sieve some of the oil off, so that we can start adding the tomato. I don't know, because I don't want the meatballs falling all over the place. But we'll take some of the oil out, which is good. That went well. And then switch this back on, and there you have. And we're going to add. Listen at that noise. Look at that. Fantastic. We'll just see if we can get any more of this tomato out of here. Waste not, want not. Make sure you use it all up. And there you are. It's almost meatball saganaki. And as the Greeks would say, in the pan. And of course, if you wanted to create the saganaki, you could sprinkle some feta cheese over the top of that, and it would be a fantastic meal. What I'm going to do is just quickly put the lid on, create a little bit of steam. In fact, what I'm going to do, I'm not sure if, I'm actually going to check to see if if we've actually got any feta cheese, but I'm not sure if we have. No, I don't think. No. I have got some other Greek cheese, but I don't think that will work. But I might try it. I have got some halloumi. I don't know if the halloumi will actually do the job, but it's just an idea that you can use. Let's just give that a clip, see if I can get this halloumi out of here. This is a herbed halloumi, and what I'll do is give that a little bit of a just a little bit of a chop, like so. Look at that, wonderful, wonderful. Look at this boiling away. Spread some of this halloumi, and I suppose now that could be classed as a meatball saganaki. Absolutely wonderful. And just place the cheese there. Let me collect the rest of this up. Throw it in there. And I'll test these meatballs again now. The temperature. Yeah, it's getting there now. Look. Absolutely. You need them to reach a minimum of 75 degrees, and then of course you're good to go. But as we go round the pan here, they're all at different stages. I mean, I think this one was 80 odd degrees, we've got one there at 73 degrees, we've got one at 94 degrees there. So they're all getting close. And of course, there you have Greek meatballs. So what I'll do now is just show you that how it will be served, or I might just leave it in the pan like that so that you can see how it will be dished up, and rather than put it in another dish. And there you have Greek meatballs that I'm actually going to taste. Just taste the top of this one here, just to see what they've come out like. Oh, absolutely yum. They are, my God, they really are the taste of Greece. Or more for me, they've even got more of a taste of my memories of Cyprus. The times that, those are times I've spent in Cyprus. That mint just adds that little hint of freshness. Wow, absolutely beautiful. So there you are. That's what we've got. We have Greek meatballs, Cannonball Cottage style. Not keftidos, or keftides, not original or close to the original, but not exactly what some people would say in Greece is it's a little bit of a cheat, isn't it, really? But there it is, Greek style meatballs in Cannonball Cottage in the afternoon. Please subscribe to our channel, and if you've enjoyed this video, give us a thumbs up, give it a share, and with your friends, make a comment, and if you do make a comment, I'll get back to you with any comments that you may well have, and I'll try and answer your questions. Thanks very much for watching again, and Yamas. See you again soon. Greek meatballs, fantastico.